Hello world and welcome back to my channel Honza's Collection, and in today's video I would like to show you the Red Death from DC, and it is a statue from Diamond Select, which is the company which you should be very familiar with if you are watching my channel for a longer period of time. And I think you know Diamond Select, but you might don't know who the Red Death is actually, which is why I'm here to tell you a little bit more, although I'm not an expert, and maybe I might tell you something which is not correct, but I'm assuming based on what I have read. So here is how the box looks. This is the bottom, nothing very special, and here is basically the main thing. So to make it short and simple, on Earth 52 in the Dark Multiverse, Batman became driven towards more extreme methods of crime fighting after his sidekicks were killed in action. So looking to gain the powers of the Speed Force, he turned to Flash, but his super fast ally refused. So Batman accumulated the weapons of the rogues and used them to capture the Scarlet Speedster. The Dark Knight then used the Batmobile and elements of the Cosmic Threadmill in an attempt to steal the powers of the Flash. But in doing so, Batman merged with the Flash into one evil being, the Red Death. This PVC diorama of the Red Death is based on his appearance in DC Comics. It is cast in high-quality plastic and features collectible quality paint applications, designed by Caesar, sculpted by Alterton. So that's what says the box. That's how he became the Red Death. So basically, Batman and Flash merged together and became bad, became villains. So that's his story in very short way. And if you would like to know more, then there are plenty of comic books which can tell you more about this, and I don't have them, but what I do have and what I can do recommend to you is the Dark Knights. Maybe I don't know if it's the same in English. Dark Knights probably. The metal is the main thing. That's how I would Google it. So this is the comic book series from the Rebirth series, which has been the soft reboot a couple of years ago. It started, and as far as I know, it's still running, but I might be wrong, because honestly, guys, like here in Czech Republic, we are getting comic books much later than you have in States or wherever you are watching this video. So maybe you know much more than I know. And what is also important to mention is that here you can see the Batman from the Rebirth having this logo on his chest plate. And I had a statue of him without the blades. And I also had Wonder Woman from Rebirth, and then I buy this. Then I bought the Red Death in Comics Point in Czech Republic. And in my mind, there was like, okay, he has really great pose. He's very dynamic. He looks great. He's something different, and he suits to my collection. But what happened later was that I have sold the Batman, I have sold Wonder Woman, and what I left was this guy, and he was in a box for a long time. It's actually my first time when I'm unboxing this piece right now in 2022, because I was struggling with space, so I have him in storage, and when I got to the phase where I was a little bit more space, I always had some statues and figures which I wanted on my display more than him, which is maybe something you should consider, like based on my experience, if you will be thinking like whether you should buy this guy or not, because he really should fit into your collection, right? So if you want to have him in your collection, then this is his appearance in Metal series. So obviously he's here, and you have a lot of other villains here, and the main one is here, Batman Who Laughs. And for those of you who don't know, Batman Who Laughs is like a very special character, and what I mean by that is that if you guys know at least a little bit about like comic book history, then you know that most of the superheroes and villains are back from the days, like they had been drawn like maybe in the 30s, some of them in the 60s, like Spider-Man. Batman is 82 years old at the moment, and a lot of these characters are decades long, like on the market and in the comic books. And it's not very common to have a new character in the comic books who would appear for a longer time, who would have some impact on the world in the comic books, and who would stay longer than just for the run where he should be, like at the beginning, because a lot of new characters are developed and forgotten very, very quickly. But Batman Who Laughs is a character who will probably stick with us for a long time, and a lot of people like him. I don't, because I'm still confused. I didn't really like this comic book, to be honest with you. I was a bit confused from the story in this comic book, but also from more stories which are connected with the whole Rebirth series, and it might not be the mistake of Mr. Scott Snyder or anybody else who is behind this. It might be just simply based on the fact that here in Czech Republic we don't have all the Rebirth comics. For example, we don't have any Superman comics from the Rebirth series. We have only Batmans, we have some Flashes, we have some Aquamans, we have Harley Quinns and a couple more, but we don't have everything. And as far as I understood, everything here is connected, and if you don't have all the lines, you can connect the dots, right? So that's probably the main issue which I have with this storyline and with this character particularly. So I wanted to give you guys at least some background, so that you can understand more where my opinions came from, why I think what I think, and why I am deciding to give you, like, thoughts which I'm about to give you, right? So this is the Red Death, and first of all, I think we have to say that the pose is amazing. It's absolutely outstanding. It's very dynamic. But before we will talk more about this, we should also mention one more thing, and it's this. So here we have some other statues which you can add to your collection, and I didn't have this prospect before, so this is the first time when I'm seeing this actually. And although I'm still like getting rid of Diamond Select toys, I'm not buying any more of them at the moment. I still have to admit that, for example, this Lex Luthor with this Daily Planet base looks amazing. Scarecrow looks absolutely brilliant. Poison Ivy is amazing. I always was a big fan of Poison Ivy. Like she's like amazing. And then we have these characters from Injustice 2. So a lot to choose from to your collection. So that's just to give you guys some idea, like if you would like to collect more, you know, this is what you can get and that's how it will look. So I think that's a good start. And here also we have some more, and the main thing here is obviously the Joker from also comic books. And I do have this Joker in my collection, and I can confirm that he's great. And then there are some more statues which I've already seen in real life in Comics Point, which is the Flash, Green Arrow, and Supergirl. Like they all look great, but not for me, because they are all like comic books related. And as you probably know, I'm more like the type of collector who wants to have the statues and figures from the movies with the movie likeness, because that's how a lot of us fall in love with these characters. So back to the Red Death. So as I said, the pose looks amazing. It's very dynamic. And what else? Like I like these sections here, and also with the bat. So here is the bat, here is the bat, and here is the bat. So that's a nice touch, although it's not very, like, you don't have much details on it. But I just like how it looks. And yeah, but what I don't like is that it looks kind of sad if you don't have any companion pieces with him. And I know that I will not going to buy Batman Who Laughs or any other supporting characters, and I don't have any comic book which would be related like specifically to the birth of the Red Death. So I don't know like who else I could potentially include with him, if someone. So he's kind of lonely in my collection, and that's bad. That's bad, and that's actually why I am selling him, because currently he doesn't really make much sense in my collection. He would be alone. I would have to put him like maybe next to Green Arrow or Flash and Batwoman, but they are all from the CW TV series. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Or I could put him, I don't know, maybe next to some Marvel characters. No, probably not. So that's the thing. He will be lonely, and because I know that I will not be buying more similar statues to him, then it doesn't make sense for me to have him. That's why I'm selling him. And also, like, the sculpt is great. Like you can see all the muscles here, like especially in the back. That's my favorite part usually on these statues, to take a look on the biceps and on the back. So you can see all the muscles here, and it looks great. He's like very musculature, and like you can see like that he's like the big dude, as Batman usually is. So you can obviously see that even though that he's red and that he could be Flash potentially, he cannot be, because Flash is a thinner guy. So it wouldn't make sense. But like this, it is good. but on the other hand, it looks like a little bit too simple to me, because like everything is red, then you have these simple orange sections here, and then you have like the logo here and the ears like that. And thank God that they are here, because then you can obviously see that okay, it is probably not the Flash that we know, and it is a Batman actually. But then, like, look at the head sculpt. Like here, like he looks like a Zoom maybe, and like the mouth plate here, like it just looks strange. And like at least if this would be, I don't know, in gray or any other color, it would look better. But as he is right now, like, I can kind of understand why he is not as famous as, you know, different characters. So he works if you want to have something different, something which is not ordinary, but really bear in mind, you know, that you have to put him somewhere. And if you are a collector, you want your collection to make sense, right? Maybe you are buying like whatever you like, you know, in all kinds of scales, and it can be action figures, it can be statues. Maybe you have all like mixed up and you are happy with that. But I think if you are collecting statues and figures for a longer time, you know what I'm talking about, right? You want to have them like in a proper like collections together, like all the characters who should be together are together, right? And that's not the case here, at least not for me. For you it could be like great. So I'm not saying it's a wrong statue. It actually is still like pretty good. And in terms of the fact that we are talking about Diamond Select, it's still very very nice. Although the base it could be like you guys could give it a little bit more effort, right? What I can do appreciate is the lower part right here, which shows you that he is like stopping from running. But that's more or less it. So I hope that you liked this video. I hope you got my point, and I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying it's not for me. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you like it. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, or let me know down in the comments below what do you think about Red Death. And also let me know if you have ever heard about the Red Death before this review came out, or if it's a completely new piece or new character also for you as well, and if you have at least learned something new today. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.